This week on Unapologetic Uplift.
Energy healing is not about thinking your way to wholeness. It is about releasing the charge that is generating the thought loops in the first place. Think of it like the electrical wiring in a house. You can repair the walls, replace the furniture, renovate the kitchen, but if the wiring is faulty, eventually everything is going to short circuit. Hi. Welcome back to Unapologetic Uplift. I'm your host, Kim, and today we're going back to basics. And I know, basics sound boring. Sounds like something you've already heard. But here's the thing. If we don't have the basics down, we are in a constant, never-ending battle with ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I'm done fighting myself. So let's talk about it. Here's where I want to start. We have to take a holistic approach to our wellness. Not holistic in the bougie buzzword, sell you something kind of way. I mean it in the most literal sense of the word. Treating the whole of ourselves, because everything is connected, full stop. If your physical health is suffering, your emotional health is going to feel it. Your mental health is going to feel it. Your spiritual health, your energetic body. All of it gets pulled under. They aren't separate. They never were. We were just taught to treat them that way. And that's actually the core problem I want to dig into today. Because most people who are doing the work, the therapy, the mindset stuff, the nervous system regulation, the journaling, the breath work, are still stuck, still cycling, still feeling like they have to take 2 steps forward and get yanked 3 steps back. And it's not because they're not trying hard enough. It's because they're treating the symptoms without ever getting to the root. Today, I want to walk you through the 5 bodies framework and explain why energy is not the woo-woo bonus round. It is the foundation that everything else either rests on or collapses without. We have 5 bodies. 5. And if we learn to genuinely support ourselves across all of them, we will be doing more for ourselves than 95% of the population ever does. Here they are: physical, energetic, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Think about being in the gym. If you only ever trained your lower body, you'd create an imbalance. You'd be lopsided. You'd probably injure yourself. The same is absolutely true for our 5 bodies. You can't just do the therapy and ignore the energetic. You can't just regulate your nervous system and skip the root. All 5 of them, gently and consistently over time. But here's what most wellness conversations are getting wrong. And I say this with love because I know so many practitioners who are doing incredible work. They're treating the body and the mind as the source of the problem, and they're not. They are where the problem shows up. The source is energetic. And until we address it there, the symptoms will keep coming back every single time. Your physical body is your earthly home. And when something is wrong energetically, the physical body is often the first place it shows up in ways we can measure. Chronic tension, fatigue that doesn't resolve with sleep, illness that keeps returning, a nervous system that is stuck in fight or flight no matter how many breathwork sessions you do. And here's what I want you to really sit with. Your nervous system is physical. It lives in your body, your gut, your spine, your chest, your throat. When people talk about nervous system regulation, they're talking about something you can feel, touch, track with a heart rate monitor. That is a physical body conversation. And nervous system regulation work is genuinely helpful. I'm not dismissing it. But what is causing your nervous system to be dysregulated in the first place? And if you are regulating, and still snapping at your kids, Still waking up at 3 a.m., still feeling that low hum of dread you can't explain, still anxious, still feeling like you're going to die showing up on social media or speaking in front of people, starting and stopping, etc. The question you haven't asked yet is why your nervous system keeps dysregulating in the first place. What is the energetic charge underneath it that keeps retriggering the system? Basic physical support for the physical body, sleep, water, movement, nourishment, and the willingness to stop treating your body like the problem and start treating it like a messenger. Now, let's talk about the mental body, because this is where so many people set up camp and never leave. Rumination, that loop of thoughts you cannot turn off, the mental replaying of conversations, the catastrophizing, the inner critic that never takes a day off. That is a mental body experience. It lives in your head. And mindset work, cognitive approaches, thought reframing, all of that can bring real relief. I'm not here to tell you it doesn't work. I'm licensed in cognitive behavioral therapy, but I don't promote it because it's not a root cause approach. And I'm treating root cause. I digress. Here is what I am telling you. If you have done years of therapy, filled notebooks with shadow work, reframed every limiting belief you can identify, and you're still ruminating, still being hijacked by the same patterns, you have not gotten to the root. Because the root is not a thought. Thoughts are downstream. The energetic charge came first, and the mind is just trying to make sense of it over and over and over again because the charge was never cleared. Energy healing is not about thinking your way to wholeness. It is about releasing the charge that is generating the thought loops in the first place. Basic mental support, awareness of your patterns, curiosity over judgment, feeding your mind things that expand you. But no, that awareness alone will only take you so far. The energetic imprint underneath is still running the show. Your emotional body is where unfelt and unresolved energy lives long term. And this is important. Emotions are not just feelings. They are energy in motion. That is literally what the word means. Emotion. Energy moving. When emotions don't get to move, when we suppress them, bypass them, intellectualize them, perform healing without actually feeling, they don't disappear. They compress. They calcify. They become stuck energy in the body, in the field, in the chakra system. And here's what that looks like in real life. You've cried about something 100 times and it still hurts the same way. You've processed a relationship in therapy for years and you're still activated by certain triggers. You know something intellectually. You know your childhood wasn't your fault. You know you're worthy. You know you should let it go, but you don't feel it. Or maybe you can't feel it. Even when you try to feel your emotions, you're numb. That gap between knowing and feeling, that's the stuck energy. That's what hasn't moved yet. Basic emotional support, feel your feelings on purpose without immediately trying to fix or explain them. And open yourself to the idea that real emotional resolution isn't just about understanding. It's about release at an energetic level. Now we're getting to it. This is the body most people skip entirely or treat like a bonus rather than a foundation. And it is the most important conversation we are not having in mainstream wellness. Your energetic body, your chakras, your aura, your subtle field, your life force is the blueprint that your physical, mental, and emotional bodies are organized around. Think of it like the electrical wiring in a house. You can repair the walls, replace the furniture, renovate the kitchen, but if the wiring is faulty, eventually everything is going to short circuit. It doesn't matter how beautiful the renovation is. When there is a disruption, A block, a wound in the energetic body, often laid down in childhood before we had any language for it, before we could even consciously process what was happening. It creates a charge. And that charge looks like a dysregulated nervous system in the physical body. It looks like rumination and negative thought loops in the mental body. It looks like emotional patterns that keep returning no matter how much work you do. It looks like a spiritual disconnection that no amount of productivity or achievement or surface level healing can fill. This is why people do years of therapy and still feel stuck. Not because therapy failed them, but because therapy was working at the symptom level and nobody went looking for the root. Energy healing is root cause work. It is going to the place where the disruption actually lives and addressing it there so that the ripple effects throughout every other body can finally resolve. Basic energetic support, awareness of how you feel in your body and your field, grounding practices, Reiki, emotional freedom technique, tapping, energy healing, doing the deep work of identifying and clearing the original energetic wounds that are running your life from underground when you're ready. And the spiritual body. This is your connection to something larger than yourself, to meaning, to purpose, to the quiet voice underneath all the noise. And I want to say this. When the other four bodies are chronically dysregulated, the spiritual body goes quiet. Not because it leaves you, but because you can't hear it through all the static. People describe this as emptiness, as going through the motions, as doing everything right and still feeling like something is fundamentally missing. That missing feeling is often the spiritual body, starved of attention, blocked by the energetic weight of unresolved wounds sitting in every layer below it. When you do the root cause work, when you actually clear what's been sitting in your energetic body for decades, spiritual connection often returns on its own. Not because you forced it, because you finally got out of its way. We are all spiritually gifted beings. Your gifts did not ghost you. The channel is just likely clogged with unresolved trauma, unprocessed emotions, and wounds that have been carried for years, lifetimes even. Basic spiritual support: create space, stillness, prayer, presence in nature, moments where you are not doing and not consuming, just being. Let yourself be led by something more than your fear. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. The 5 bodies, physical, energetic, emotional, mental, and spiritual, are all connected and they all deserve care. But they are not equal in terms of where healing starts. If you have been doing the work and still feeling like you're spinning in circles, I want you to consider that you have been working downstream. You've been managing symptoms rather than clearing the source. That's not failure. That's just where most of the wellness world points people, because root cause energy healing is not yet mainstream, but it is the most powerful work I have ever witnessed in myself and in my clients. And that is exactly what I do. If you are ready to stop managing your patterns and start dissolving them at the root, if you're ready to do the kind of healing that actually changes the blueprint, not just the surface, I want to invite you to explore working with me. Root cause energy healing is my specialty. It's the work that goes where the therapy, the mindset work, and the nervous system tools can't reach on their own. You can find me over on Instagram at Kimberly_Staples. Send me a DM or send me an email at kim@kimstaples.com. Just introduce yourself and see how I could best support you. You deserve more than symptom management. You deserve to actually get free. Thank you so much for being here. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a review if this show has meant something to you. Take a screenshot, tag me over on Instagram or Facebook. It helps more than you know. And until next time, stay unapologetically you.